Hi, welcome to Ikate's Crossing. I'll put the spread, the time spread, as a picture here for you, wherever it will be. Not quite sure. Maybe this side here. Okay, so we've got this reading, and it's a time spread, and it says what happens in the next days, or maybe what happens in the next weeks, or what happens in the months. And you can see that it's a circle. So I'm going to use my mini Steampunk tarot, only because it's sort of easier in this small space. Okay, so you want to say what's going to happen in the next days, and we know we've got sort of like the 12 days. And so you could go, okay, so let's do this. So what's going to happen in the next 1, 2, 3, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whoops, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what's going to happen in the next 12 days, right? So you could do that. What's going to happen in the next 12 days? You could make it what's going to happen in the next 5 days, 6 days, whatever you want to do. But I'm just sort of showing you the full spread at the moment. So you're going to go over and you go, okay, so, oops, not that one. That's 12 days. So day 1, you're going to go through, okay, so day 1 is the moon card. So maybe I'm going to face some fears. I'm going to connect with my intuition. Maybe my emotions are going to be a bit like a tide, like the ocean, up and down. Day number 2 is going to be 2 of Pentacles. So I'm going to be juggling a lot going on. I need to work out what my priorities are on day 2. Day 3 tells me there's real potential for what I want with the Ace of Pentacles. Day 4 tells me that things are going to move quite quickly. There's going to be a lot of movement on day 4. Day 5 tells me that there could be some sort of celebration going on with the 4 of Wands. So what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So day 6 tells me that with the 9 of Cups, the wish fulfilled. It feels like something's going to happen with what I want. It's going to be a gain, emotional gain. Number 7 tells me that with the Emperor, do I need to be in control? Maybe someone's coming in with that sort of Emperor energy. Day 8 tells me that I need to look at the truth of the situation. With Page of Swords, I need to maybe face the truth, look at the truth. Number 9, day 9 tells me that there's going to be a breakthrough, there's going to be an understanding with the Ace of Wands. Day 10 is that maybe a opportunity or a venture maybe offered to me in some way with the King of Wands, or maybe someone's coming in with a bit of passion, a bit of creativity, energy coming in. Day 11 tells me with the 10 of Pentacles that the wealth and abundance arrives. And on day 12, I have a movement forward with the world. There is an achievement of some sort, and something needs to be sort of coming towards me. And then we have, I forgot to add in, which I'll need to do on the spread, is overview. And the overview card is the 9 of Wands, which tells me that I just got to persevere and keep going over the 12 days to get that sense of moving forward, having that wealth and abundance, and that moving forward, that achievement that I want on my journey. So there you go. So that's looking at the next 12 days. Really quick. I mean, you could use it like saying, okay, I want to know what's going to happen over the next 12 weeks, but I sort of want to do it sort of like 3 weeks at a time. I'm not interested in doing like a big 12-week sort of spread. Let me sort of say, okay, over the next 3 weeks, over the next, okay, so I'm going to go over the next 3 weeks, what's going to happen? Over the next 6 weeks, what's going to happen? Over the next 9 weeks, and what's going to happen over the next 12 weeks. Okay, so you go, okay, so in 3 weeks' time, it feels like, okay, I need to sort of nurture this idea that I've got going on at the moment. Maybe I need to nurture the truth with what's going on. I need to make sure that I'm nurturing that mental energy. Or maybe you've got someone who's coming in who speaks their truth. Someone who is quite harsh, quite sharp-tongued in the next 3 weeks. Okay, so in the next 6 weeks, with the sun, everything's going to turn out okay. It's going to be about finding my own happiness, my joy. Maybe something's going to be exposed or brought out into the open. In 9 weeks' time, there's going to be an ending of some sort mentally, and maybe an idea or a perception or something's going to come to an end, but it is going to make way for something new. Okay, in 12 weeks, 3 months, it tells me that with the Queen of the Cups that I need to actually nurture my emotions. Or maybe someone's coming in who's very kind and caring sort of energy. So you've got that idea about how you can use that for in different ways. Okay, so you've got the months one. So you've got the months over the next 12 months. What's going to happen over the next year? And this is something that we've done often. We've done that sort of monthly spread. But you could do it at any time. You could say, okay, what's going to happen over the next... okay, I want to know what's going to happen in 2 months, is my first thought. Okay, I want to know what's going to happen in 2 months' time. So I want to have a look at what's going to happen over the next 2 months. Okay, so 1, 2. But I want to know, over those 2 months... I want to know what's going to happen over the weeks. So we know this is our 2-month one. But I want to know what's going to happen over the next sort of 7 weeks. So you've got 1 week, 2 week, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, but over those, so we've got 2 months, right? And we've got it over the 8 weeks. But I also want to know what's going to happen each day over the first week. So I know I want to do 2 months, right? But I also want to know what's going to happen over the next 8 weeks. But I also want to know what's going to happen this first week. Okay, this first week. What's going to happen each day over this first week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you want to know what's going to happen over this first week. You've got this coming in. What's happening over this first week? The first week I've got Page of Swords. So maybe I need to sort of face the truth this week. This is going to be a big thing for me on the first day. Then the next day with the Emperor. About maybe someone comes in who could be a little bit bossy. Sort of tells me what to do. There's going to be a gain on the 3rd day. 4th day. Feels like, oh, yeah, everything's coming together. There's a celebration coming up. We've got that sense of wealth and abundance happening. Oh, it definitely feels like this is going to be a week of things sort of coming together. We've got good fortune as well with the Wheel of Fortune. And then the last one we have, I think it all boils down to, it does feel like it's going to be a really positive week, but it really depends on what we actually focus on. So that's what this week's going to be about. So we've looked at that week. Okay, so what are we going to do for the first week? Okay, so that tells us, so what's the first week actually going to be like? Well, we're going to be being independent, being bold, being sort of creative energy is going to be really important. Number 2 card tells us that we need to stand up for our convictions for week 2. Week 3, we need to, there's still going to be, there could be some challenges on week 3. Week 3 tells us there could be some challenges. Week 4 means that there could be a sense of removing the confusion, getting a sense of clarity in the situation, getting a sense of clarity. Week 5 tells us that we have to use our strength and our abilities, our endurance and stamina. Week 6 tells us that we're going to analyze the situation a bit more. Maybe we need to think about things to find the solutions to any problems going on. Week 7 tells us that we need to really choose wisely with the 7 of Cups. And week 8 tells us that we need to sort of trust our intuition, feel like we're being guided, trust where we're being guided to over the weeks. Okay, and then the last one is, of course, the 2 monthly overview tells us with the High Priestess that the hidden knowledge will be revealed. Whatever was hidden is going to be brought out into the open. So you can see that some way. You can see that you sort of start with the first card, but that's the last card that you actually read in this reading. So this is one way that you can do it. These are only ideas and suggestions in ways that you could read with these cards. Okay, so this is just one way that you could read with these cards if you look at different ways to do so. I think it's quite interesting that you can boil it down to using this in any way you want, but using it to sort of bring a sense of understanding to maybe what's going on in the next few weeks, few months. I think that's really important. You're not going to go into years ahead because things can change so dramatically. Remember, things can change so dramatically. It's just good to get a sort of an overview, maybe some thoughts into what you need to do over the next few weeks or few days or whatever you want to do, few months, so you can see the different ways that you can do this. So like I said, what's going to happen in the next 2 months? Okay, what's going to happen over the next 8 weeks of those 2 months of each week? What's going to happen over each week? And then what's going to happen that first week, without being too, you don't want to break it down to what's going to happen each day over the next 2 months, because that's going to be like so many cards. So we're just going to do sort of like that first week over each week, and then over that, and then just what's going to happen in 2 months' time. Okay, so it sort of gives you an overview. Anyway, that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below, check the links on my channel, like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care. Blessed be.